Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. As you can see here, we have another little one on our laps that we got today. So we just had a little fun little time with I got Charlie with me, and Charlie, I learned, doesn't like when Cullen leaves the house. And Cullen had to leave to go on an appointment, and he left like at 8:13. I was just talking to Amy. I was like, all right, Amy, we're all good. Everything's ready to rock and roll. And I feel like I'm in college right now, everybody, because Cullen's been with me. It's like the boys. I'm like, all right, man, what do you got today? Where are you gonna be? Okay, cool. I got this going. I gotta go here. And it was I was just like, all right, what are we gonna do for dinner? All right, what are we doing later? And it just brought me back to my days of like, back in the cool days though, John Hart. We'd be like, all right, what bar are we going to? A club. I got some girls that were gonna meet us, all that really cool stuff. Now we're like, all right, now you got the dogs. Are you feeding the dogs? Who's feeding? And so at 8:13, Cullen leaves. He's like, I gotta go. I said, not a problem, man. And then this guy over here starts going crazy. And then he's barking. And then I got Leo right here next to me. So we're just having a lot of fun right now. We're figuring it out on this Figure It Out Friday. So good morning to y'all. Good morning to you. My name's Coach Brock Zevan, life coach, business coach, real estate coach, and a DAD for kids and dogs over here. We are just making it happen. And guys, you know what the funny thing is? I'm not even a dog person. I'm not even a dog person. And so we are just having a good old time over here. So I'm scared to let Charlie go, but he wants to go down. So we're going to see what happens when I put him down. We're going to see. I might have to go get him. I don't know yet. We will see. But anyway, so I'm excited today on Figured Out Friday. Figured Out Friday. We have a special guest here today. What the cool thing is about my job is that I meet amazing people. And I think I shared with you guys last week that I was on a mastermind for speakers, authors, writers, and I met Amy. And Amy did the thing that I tell everybody this is what you need to do. Amy did it to a T and it was perfect. So Amy, while we're on the Zoom, she sends me a DM and she says, "Hey, I don't know you and I like to get to know you. Here's my link." And we started talking. Guys, I can't make this stuff up. This is how we engage. And this is why I tell you when you see people in here and we have exposure and you go to my Facebook page and you go to my YouTube page and you go to Zooms and you see somebody on here, send them a DM and say, "Hey, I don't know you and I like to get to know you." And so I want you all to understand that. And so that's how Amy and I met. And then we met earlier this week. We had a nice Zoom conversation. I learned everything about what she's got going on in the northwestern part. How ironic is this? Amy is in the Washington State area. And I was just like, oh, my buddy Cullen, who's here, he lived in Seattle. And then we started going through, and then I'm on Google Earth, and she's telling me all these different places and where she is and what we need, because I've never been in the Northwest, and it's beautiful up there. And she's a coach and she's a Christian and she works with women and she's telling me all. And I'm just like, I need you on the Figure Out Friday show. And ironically, the person that we had unfortunately had to reschedule. And I was just like, hey, what do you got going on this Friday? And she's on the West Coast all. So give some fives in the chat for freaking it is 5:21 in the morning. Here she is, ready to rock and roll, dressed and impressed, ready to speak with us, share with us, give her some of her figure it out moments. So put some fives in the chat, put some love in the chat. Welcome, Amy. How are you?
Thank you, Brock, and what a great introduction. And yes, it's very early here. So when you asked what I was doing at 8 a.m. Eastern time, I was like, well, current plan is sleeping, but do I need to be up for something? So I'm
Well,
a
I
working girl.
appreciate you getting up early and being with us here this morning because I know on the West Coast it's just being ready to rock and roll and it's still dark out and here you are like right here with us. And so one is thank you very much for pouring
Oh,
into our community, our
thank you.
family, for those that watch the recording, for those that see this later, for those that you will touch, because every Figured Out Friday moment, somebody's going to take something from this show today, whatever it might be, some capacity, some person will walk away like, you know what, let me try that today. You know what, I need to reach out to that person today. So thank you so much. So for those that don't know you, obviously I got to spend some time with you, and we don't have as much time as we did for that 45 minutes to an hour that we talked, but give everybody a 10,000-foot overview of who you are so they get to know you as we journey through your figured out moments.
Yes. So I'm first and foremost a woman of faith, second, a mom of a human adult, and I also have a little cavalier sitting over here. So I'm a dog mom. I am an author. My book, Get Off the Cashflow Rollercoaster, helps people get consistent, predictable income. And I'm an executive business coach working mostly with people in leadership roles.
I love it. I love it. Now, as we shared earlier, obviously you just didn't walk into, you know what, today I'm going to write my book, I'm going to solve everybody's problems, and I'm going to be this elite coach in the business world. And here I am today. And there's a journey,
Yes.
there's a process, and kind of like my shirt, I was at the gym this morning, and well, not the I had this shirt on earlier at the gym a couple weeks ago, and some guy's like, what process you in? And it like kind of caught me off guard, because like at 5 o'clock in the morning at the gym, I'm like, but I'm just trying to get through the gym right now. That's the
Yeah.
process I'm in. And but it made me ask that question inside myself. And so just like you've been through a process. You've been growing. You just didn't, John Maxwell says your title arrives before you do. And
Mm.
and sometimes we don't even know what the hell our title is. Sometimes we're not even too sure of ourselves and believes in ourselves. So walk us through a little bit of your process, some figured out moments, and how you've been able to arrive at the position that you are today. We know we're going to ask you later today what you're still working on, but walk us through some moments, maybe one that stands out, some defining moment of that you had to really figure it out to be able to on this journey you're on.
Yeah. The when you had asked me that, something I figured out, what really came to me was the moment that I decided to be a coach. Because prior to this, I was a real estate agent. And the one thing that changed my life and catapulted me from not knowing where my next deal was coming from into having, closing 50 to 75 a year every single year, it was hiring a coach. Right. That's what changed my life. And I remember that the moment that I met him, there was a fleeting thought in my mind that was like, I don't know that I want to be doing what I'm doing. I want to be doing what he's doing. And that was, a 7 or 8 year
Let me
thought.
ask you a question, Amy, not to interrupt you, but as everybody knows, I like to dive in deeper
I
because you
love
just
it.
said something really, really important. I want everybody to just stop what you're doing and just listen into this, because I'm gonna have you put down a 6 in the chat if this makes sense to you. How many of you are living a life and somebody else is living the life that you want? How many of you see somebody else living the life that you want? Put a 6 in the chat. If you're growing through something right now because the life you're living is not exactly what you want it to be, and there's somebody else out there who's living that life, and you aspire to that person to be like that. How many 6s do we have here right now? Just so that way we get a sense of who we're talking to. Okay, I thought there's quite a few of us. So go ahead, Amy. Sorry, because what you said, I was just like, that's pretty amazing, because yeah, we should be striving for, like, somebody else is living that lifestyle, and I want to go into that. And how do I go into that? But go ahead. Sorry.
Well, no, and that's a great thing that you bring up, because so it was 2014 when I really decided to give myself permission to coach people and to charge them for my coaching and to kind of figure it out. But what was interesting, I was still selling real estate at a very, very high level. And the more I allowed myself to coach, which was what my burning desire truly was, the more I just felt inconvenienced by my real estate business, and the more I felt just like entangled versus as if that was really a service. And I know it's a group of real estate agents, so it's nothing against the real estate industry, because for a lot of you, real estate is what you're calling, right? So it's more about what your purpose is versus what the actual thing is. So I can see that Bethany's picking up what I'm putting down. Oh, and I got you. So what was interesting, most of the real estate agents that I was working with were brand new into the industry. And something that kept coming up over and over, and this is how good God is, right? If you're not seeing something, he's going to hold the mirror up. He's going to give you all the metaphors. He's going to show it to you over there, until you start to see it right here. And this common theme, and the more I refused to see this, the more it started coming up. But I would be working with a real estate agent who was brand new in the industry, had another job, often a very well-paying job that they felt handcuffed to. I can't leave my corporate job. I'm earning over $100,000 a year, right? I can't quit that until this is making enough money for me.
Yep.
And over coming out of my mouth, I would say to them, this is not going to pay you like a career until you start treating it like a career. And you have to take the leap of faith. That is sucking your soul. And every time I said that, a little piece of my soul, and I wasn't recognizing it, but I couldn't leave real estate because I was making almost $400,000 a year. And my coaching business wasn't paying me. And because most of my clients were brand new agents, I couldn't charge as much as I charge now. And so initially, this was people who had, just a regular $50,000, $60,000 a year job. But eventually it started being people who had these corporate jobs. They're making 100, 200, 300,000 a year. They can't quit because that's their livelihood. And same time, like, all right, put some money aside. How much money, how long do you think it's going to take for you to get this up and running? That's how much. And it was my assistant who said it to me. She's like, Amy, do you ever listen to yourself? I'm like,
Hello.
what do you mean? And she's like, well, when are you going to do what you're telling everyone else to do? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm invested in real estate. She's like, yeah, that's your job that you hate. That's your soul-sucking golden handcuffs. And what you're saying you really want to do, and that you're not going to do, I can't quit real estate until coaching is really paying me what I need, and this is paying me so much money, and this is and everyone knows me at this, and all my clients need me, and all the exact same reasons that people were saying to me. And that was probably a 3 or 4 year journey, because it was about 2018 when I decided to just retire from real estate and take that leap of faith. And it was probably the best decision I've ever made. It was really hard. I made a lot of mistakes, and there were seasons in the very beginning that I wasn't making enough money. But again, I did what I told them to do, is I put money. I mean, I was making way more money than I needed to live on. Put some of it aside, figure out what you need. And since then, I will never not follow my heart or follow what I know is put on my heart as my true calling and purpose.
Well, it's funny you said, it's not funny. I always say that. I don't know why I say it's funny. I want everybody I wrote down a couple notes that you said here. First and foremost, she didn't say, Amanda, 3 to 4 days. She didn't say 3 or 4 weeks, 3 or 4 months, 3 to 4 years. And I think, Amy, you and I think you were asking me about my real estate. And I said, I entered into the business in 2007. I'm a clock rung. I had my life destroyed in 2019. And I finally got my head out of my ass in 2020. So technically, I've only really been in real estate operating as a sober individual for 5 years. So I went through 12 years of hodgepodge. What Amy said all is she kept fighting through 3 to 4 years. So when you're in your storm, all God has you in a storm for a certain period of time until he feels that you are ready to get to the next level, to get to the next opportunity. But don't once think that because you're out of the storm, there's not another one brewing. But he can't get you into the second or third storm until you get through the first one so you're strong enough to get to the next level. See, what Amy said here, I need to make sure that you all understand that when I hear people tell me years, that's when you know you got somebody who's strong because it's hard to get to that point because we want to quit in 3 to 4 weeks, let alone hell, 3 or 4 months that we can last. And the other thing I liked, Amy, is you said this. You gave yourself permission.
Mm.
See, sometimes we don't ask ourselves permission. We have no problem. Hey, Michelle, what do you think about this? Jackie, what do you think about this? How about you say, hey, Brock, what do you think about this? I thought that was really amazing and kind of enlightening. And how you said, I gave myself permission. And then you allowed, we talked about it earlier today about listening ears. And
Mm.
then you allowed yourself to have your listening ears to listen to your assistant. And if you think about it now, I'm just saying this. It doesn't mean they're below or anything else like that. Everybody just feels like the title, like an assistant's below you.
Oh
But
no.
you decided to listen to another person.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really amazing because you're echoing to everything else that's out there to everybody else, but you're not listening to yourself. How did you go through like as you went through that transition and you go through this and you were learning it, how did you start to build that strength to make that transition? Like how did that take place from like I'm leaving this real estate and I'm going to now take action on what I tell everybody? How was that process?
Yeah, I mean that was humbling and scary, right? When so ever since she said that to me, I couldn't not hear it. Right?
Yeah. The
The next
reticular
time,
activator was really going now.
yeah, the next time I sat in front of somebody who said, "Well, I just got my real estate license and I have my first listing, but I'm still working this job and I can't quit until I mean, we've all heard that story, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's as many real estate agents as there are in the world, there's that many versions of this story. And some of you might be in that place right now. Every time somebody shared that with me, it was like when I'm about to tell them you have to take that leap of faith, it's like it got stuck in my throat, in my heart. It was a visceral experience that I can't look this person in the eye and tell them to do something that I'm not willing to do myself.
Amen. Amen.
And if I can see how true it is for, like, I knew, if you just quit that job, like real estate, if you just show up for it the way you're showing up for a 9 to 5, it will show up for you. It will pay you. It does. I've seen it a million times, but as long as you're over here, it won't. And I thought, why would the coaching business be any different? Right? Because it's not that you're showing up for the real estate business, it's that you're showing up for your dream, for your passion, for your purpose. When you show up for the thing that's meant for you, it's there for you. It was meant for you. It's always been there for you, right? It's like, and it's very much like, if you know anyone who's a believer, when we hear about the prodigal son, it's kind of the same thing. When we show up for God, he has always been there for us. It's not like, where is he in my life? He's right there.
It's kind of
Right
like
there.
I always used to say, it's like, it's about time you got here. What took you so long? I mean, I've been waiting here for you.
Yeah, it's like I've been here all along. Like that's and our dreams and our passions, that's the same thing. They're there all along and they're tugging on our heart. And if there's a burning desire, you know, one thing that I've learned is that when we take a leap of faith, we're usually met with solid ground. When it's truly a leap of faith. Now, if we're just being reckless and like quitting our job and trying something new and like, I don't like this, and that's very different. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something that's truly a burning desire, something that wakes you up at night, something that lays on your heart, something that keeps coming up, something that when you're just driving down the road, it pops into your head, right? We all know what that is. So I'm not talking about loosey goosey and then, well, that didn't work out. And then this, and then, or I've got a great paying job and I just, just on a wild Thursday decided I think I'm going to go do something else instead. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a true burning desire, something that's been on your heart for a while, something that that you were built for and that you have a heart to serve for. It will not only be there, but it will grow you in ways that you never anticipated.
It
And
is so
I
true.
feel so, yeah, I feel so much more connected to my coaching business and my coaching clients than I ever felt to my real estate business and my real estate clients. I mean, if I have a coaching client that needs, I'll fly all over the country to go support a coaching client. But when I was selling real estate, if there was a listing that was 2 hours away, it better be 7 figures, right? Like I don't want to get in my car and drive 2 hours, but I've gotten on airplanes for my coaching clients without even a thought in the world. And just to go, watch them win an award or walk, like I'm not getting paid to be there, but it doesn't even cross my mind not to. It's just like obvious because that's how much a part of my soul, that's part of my life's purpose. So I'm not thinking, well, there's no calculations.
Well, once you find, and we talk about it many times on here, finding your purpose, finding what your true calling is. And some of you on here today are listening, and you might be asking yourself, I mean, to be honest with y'all, even like this morning, I did a post and I said, what makes you happy? Like, what makes you happy? Seriously, like, think about what in the world makes you happy? And I write down, and you all know, like, I do my notebook every single day. And one of the questions is, I'm grateful for. And today I put it like, what makes me happy? And
Mm,
hearing my little son, Bryce, laugh really, really makes me happy. If I listen to everything else, the noise and everything that's in my world, like it really is hearing his laugh. And I do like when Brielle laughs too. It's few and far between, but when she does laugh, it's such an exciting joy inside of me. And I ask you here today, all, what makes you happy? Because when Amy gets in that airplane, she knows we talk about it. It's not what you say to your coaching client at this point, Amy. It's how you make them feel when they see you travel that length of time to get there and to be there for them. It's an abundance that they probably can't even imagine. And it's just like Christmas morning, because when you're a child, you love the gifts. But as you transform into an adult, you love to see them receive the gifts.
yeah.
And that's what you get to do when you get to see your coaching clients is you get to receive them, or you see them receive what you help them grow into, which I think is amazing that because there's, as you know, there's a lot of coaches out there. They just coach to coach and you're just another person. Yeah. All right. Not a problem. Get on the Zoom. We'll get you there. I can only talk to you because it's only
Mm,
Friday from 1 to 2. That's the only time I can speak to you. And yeah, nope. But oh, let me get you my credit card here. So they'll get your credit card out because I need you to pay for this. And
yeah.
unfortunately, there's people out there, and I love how passionate you are on it, on what you're doing. Now, as I transition Amy into what you're figuring out today, what does that look like for you? You're running a successful coaching business and it's just like anything in life when we get to that level, it's like, all right, well now what? What is your now what? What are you figuring out today?
Yeah. That's such a great question because, I I was really struggling with this when you asked me that. And I thought about it. I'm always learning, I'm always growing, but I have gotten out of the habit of figuring it out because almost everything that we want to do there's a template for, there's a roadmap for, and and so I'm more in the habit of just leaning on others, asking my coach. I have a coach still, asking people whatever it is that I'm working on, wanting help with. So that was kind of the first thing. And when I really dug in, I thought about it and was like, if there is one thing that's kind of a new paradigm, I would say that it's AI and social media. And the biggest thing that I'm figuring out in those regards is how to still maintain authentic one-on-one in-person relationships, and how to navigate this world without leaning too much on AI. While I see so many people trying to figure out
Balancing
how
it.
I get AI to do this, that, and the other for me. And I'm like, how do I not have it invade? And right now, when you make a LinkedIn post, you have the opportunity to allow AI to rewrite it for you. So how do I not allow it to take my voice away and hand over that authenticity to, I'd say if there's anything that truly there isn't someone who's gone before, there's other people with me on that journey.
Right.
But I would say that's probably the only thing I'm currently working on, that there isn't a guide or a mentor, because this, what I see largely as an invasion, is a new, it's a very new invasion in our world, and we have to befriend it just enough. Like, you don't want to avoid AI altogether, but
It's a new coming into this world, and we have to balance it and learn from it. I like the word you said. I don't want it to take my voice.
yeah.
And that's really because society, and I'm not trying to be mean, and I know it's not people in this group, this family that we have, but everybody's always looking for the easy button. Everybody's looking, and I just was studying something on algorithms that I'll share with everybody, my coaching clients later. But the algorithms are always changing. And what they're finding out is that they got to come up with a plan, because AI is dominating in that field, and they don't want people's natural, authentic to be left out. And
Mm.
they do have to make change. And that's just part of life. You got to change, you got to adapt, you have to pivot. And Gary Vee was talking about it. And you still got to have, that's why real estate and coaching and interaction and relationships are still important. And so if you forget how to grow into yourself and understand yourself, like Amy could pretend she's fake, just like what it means, like, oh, I'm sorry. No, you didn't really mean that. Because you weren't real, it didn't come from the heart for what it is. Now, I could keep talking. I just realized it's 8:45 because I want us to understand there's two things I got with Amy. One is, before I share with her leadership event and her coaching that she has, what's the one thing, my famous question, what's the one thing you like to leave us with today, Amy?
Mm. I would say this is kind of one of my favorite quotes at the moment, and I did not come up with it, but that if God is your co-pilot, change seats.
Mhm.
Let him lead. Like, really. We don't go to God for advice, we go to him for leadership. But
Mhm.
that God doesn't make suggestions.
Amen to that.
Let him lead.
Guys, I don't know about you, but if you were thinking and you needed, if Amy reached out to you in some way, I told it to you in the beginning, there could have been a message, there could have been a trigger. If Rika or Jay, if we can put her contact information in here for those that want to get in touch with her stuff is right here. And Amy, tell us a little bit about your event that you got going on, your coaching that you have. I believe it's in November.
Yeah, it starts in November. It's a monthly mastermind, and we're going to cap it at 15 people. And it's specifically for leaders. There's a specific group of people that a large group of my clients fall into this category. And these are people who were top producers in their, so it might have been real estate, might have been mortgage, might have been, and they were promoted to an area of leadership. Now in real estate, we're usually self-promoting by saying, I'm going to start a team.
Right.
Right. And so there's no leadership school, no leadership classes. And what happens in a lot of industries, so real estate, it just happens organically because there is no boss or leader. In a lot of companies, the expectation is, well, you were the top salesperson at selling whatever the widget is that they sell, so you can lead everybody else. So we're going to make you our leader and everybody's sales are going to go up. Well, this person knows how to sell the thing, but they don't know how to lead their people to sell the, and it's not just frustrating, it's painful, because now they have this added responsibility. Their sales go down, which means their income goes down. It was supposed to go up because now they have a base salary plus commission plus an override on everyone else, but no one else is selling anything. And oftentimes the team sales go down because there's a conflict, right? The leader is trying to lead the way that, and they're trying to teach sales the way they do sales. So a lot of my coaching clients fall into this category and have felt like they would benefit from a mastermind. So some of the people in the mastermind will be my existing clients, but it's also open to people who are not. It's $99 a month. There's a discount if you pay up front. And it's basically, you know, how do I lead my team? How do I know who to hire? Here's a little clue, is because they're your friend is not a job requirement.
Right.
Liking them, yes, but because they're your friend or because their business is down is not a job requirement. That's why so many real estate teams have such high turnover, because they're hiring, oh, well, they're an agent, but they just don't have enough business. They need my leads. So really thinking through, what do you need, and what is your value proposition for someone that really would, because there are people that are happy on a real estate team or any other kind of team long term, and it's
Right.
not the guy who tried to build their own business and like that. So how do I recruit? How do I identify? How do I write a job description? What are the 4 different behavior styles? And how do I mean, a lot of people specifically in real estate are familiar with DISC, but they don't really understand. There's a myth that says this is the behavior style that's going to make a good buyer's agent.
Right.
And the reality is any behavior style can. The better question is, how do I lead someone who's a high D when I'm a high C? How do I lead someone who's a high I? What are their motivations? How do I uncover my team's goals? How do I understand and make space when they have something going on at home?
And this starts in November.
Starts in November.
What do you know what date?
Second week in our second Tuesday of the month.
Second Tuesday of the month, everybody. You got an opportunity. $99 is really good too.
Yes.
And we put all our information is in the chat.
Sorry,
that we have over there.
third Tuesday.
Third
November,
Tuesday.
yeah, November 18th.
November 18th, all. We got her links in the chat. You can reach out to Amy. I'm telling you all, this is what you do. You reach out to people, you have conversations, you engage with them, and you say, I'd like to learn a little bit more about you and how we can help each other grow. Guys,
I'm just
put some
adding
5
one
in the
more.
chat. What's
I'm
that?
adding one more link for anyone that just wants to hop on my calendar.
There it is. Put a 5 in the chat if you got something out of today. Put a 5 in the chat if you picked up one nugget, one simple thing that you have. Go back in there. Guys, we're going to have this on my YouTube page, Brock Zevan's YouTube page. You can go to it. You got all my Figured Out Fridays, all our mindset coaches that I do. You can go back to it, listen to it, pull out the transcript. Maybe there's something she said, maybe a quote that she said. You can go to it. Guys, I appreciate all the 5s. Amy, God bless you. And thank you so much for being here. Guys, reach out to her, get on her calendar so you could be part of that group in November. Till then, I will see you guys. I will be here Monday, but Chad will be leading on Monday because I got my little ones this weekend. So Chad will be back here Monday morning at 8:15. I will see you at Tuesday at 8:15. Till then, God bless you all. Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you. Guys, have a great weekend. Football starts this weekend. See ya.
Fantasy football. Bye,
Yes. Bye all.
all.